All right, this is a game played by a couple of very strong players, and just wanted to go through it real quick to get a look at what they did with their bishops. This is a French. This is a French defense, and in the French defense, of course, the dark square bishop often gets traded off, and the light square bishop for the black player, and the light square bishop for the black player is usually considered somewhat of a hindrance, as it has a little difficult time getting out. We just running through these moves. We're not. This is just strictly to show what they did with the bishops, and how these guys are much stronger than myself. So you see the bishop of f4. He has no problem getting rid of that bishop. Now right here we see that black left the light square bishop there to be taken, and he had a pretty good tactical reason for allowing that knight to potentially go to f7, which he explained in some detail. But so I guess he imagined that the bishop wouldn't be taken there, but he left it there, and then eventually he went on ahead and got rid of his dark squared bishop, getting rid of that knight, because as he explained, that knight was a very good position knight. It was just taking up a lot of space. It was hold down, hitting a lot of squares, and is a hindrance to his game. So he didn't mind giving up, what eventually what really is an exchange sacrifice. He didn't mind giving that up. Okay, where are we? All right, so that's pretty much the big move right there that activates the light square bishop. And this bishop, like I say, in the French defense, that black supposed to have trouble getting that bishop out, but with a little patience and you know what you're doing, you can come alive at just the right time. Oh, keep in mind, this is a blitz game. This is not a game that's played over the board, considerable amount of time. This is an online blitz game. So while these guys are very strong, there's gonna be some mistakes made. Well, the potential for mistakes is very high. But yeah, so the white player is in time trouble. He spent a considerable amount of time in doing, like, I don't know, the first 10 moves. He had I guess about 15 moves. He was down to 2.5 minutes, and the player with the black pieces still had 3.5 minutes. So it was the whole minute up, and now the player with the white he's really running down on time now. At the end of the game, he only had 37 seconds remaining when this game was concluded, and we're getting down quickly to the conclusion. There was that bishop again, and now this is it's an exchange. I mean, he's up in the exchange, but he's only up a couple of points. But most people believe that bishop is only worth 3 points. So they looking at 3 points for 5 points. They think that's pretty big, but it's actually not that much of that bishop on d5 there was really holding down some squares and holding that position. It could have held the position together had black been in trouble. Okay, there's the exchange. Remember, it's a blitz game. So white is continuing on some type of attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pawns. The pawns are even, but he's down the bishop to the rook. But he's continuing with his attack. And now he captures here. He captures here with the bishop. Now, if he doesn't make this capture here on c4, this game could easily wind up. I mean, I don't know. It could be sort of drawish. This game here. It could be sort of drawish. I don't know if he had attacked. Had he brought his rook to d1, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It could have been. Could be very, very drawish. In fact, he could actually that light square bishop. You could have to do your own analysis and just look at it for a while and see what could it do here. But rook to d1. If this is traded off, the queen, so he's gonna have to. It's pinned, so he's gonna have to get this queen secure before he does anything with it, and which means taking a step back. I don't know. You know. I don't know. You can decide for yourself what you think would happen, or you can run some analysis of it. But in any event, he took and probably didn't see, because of the lack of time, what was to follow. The rook c8, which changed everything, sort of throwing him into a pin himself. And now, well, not sort of, but pinning him, and he went the wrong way with his bishop, which the bishop should have retreated, or yeah, the king h3 move was really the killer. But there's the exchange. Now he needs to go ahead and just take that. It was lost here. He took queen, and that was the last move of the game. Queen h1 checkmate. But my point of showing this was that the light squared bishop for black in the French came alive and played a pivotal role in the outcome of the game. And then the light squared bishop for white almost came back and won a day. So had they not been in such time trouble, who knows how this game would have turned out. But just looking at the bishops and what they do and the power of them, I'm thinking personally, I'm saying that there's another example of how strong they are and how important they are. But you need to know what you're doing with your bishop. So and in the French, like I say, the dark square bishop gets traded off very early, very often in the French defense, and the light square bishop is hemmed in and is not considered the better bishop, out of the group. And so play varies. It can go a lot of different ways. But in this particular game, we see that that bishop did a lot of work, that light square bishop. So, all right, just looking at the bishop, what I'm saying? You be the judge. Bad bishop.